Welcome into the archives. Today we're going to be talking about Stygian, a RPG indie game set in the H.P. Lovecraft 1920s eldritch horror kind of setting, where we're playing in the city of Arkham, which has been shafted into an alternate dimension with our character and many of its citizens. And here our character must explore Arkham and its secrets and see if he can find a way out. Or, if there's a way out. Let us delve into this game and find out what mysteries it holds and what secrets Arkham has to offer. Stygian. The classic kind of game where the concept and the aesthetic is such a great idea and awesome design, but then the execution of the game really just falls flat. I played this game about 16 hours, playing two types of characters to kind of really explore this game and understand how it feels. The writing, the aesthetic, and the concept of this game is great. I love it. But everything else about the game just really causes this game to make you descend into madness instead of your character. Before I go into why I feel like this game has failed, let's go into what this game does great. Again, the aesthetic of the Lovecraftian 1920s Arkham City is actually really well done. I really like the writing that's also done with the characters that you get to meet. The descriptions, the dialogue, and the general atmosphere of the whole game is done really well. I really like the design of this game. Even the skills and customization of the character, it feels really good, especially when you put points in certain skills and that new dialogue options or options in general come to you because you built your character in a certain way. That feels really great. I also like the idea that the spells in the game have a drawback to them, that the dark magic that the Lovecraft universe brings is kind of a dangerous element you have to worry about. I like in general that your character in this game is just trying to find a purpose in this world, a understanding and a placehold. There's no end of the world kind of situation going on because the end of the world has already came. This is just your character trying to live in this world. I also like this game doesn't necessarily hold your hand. It really compliments any player that pays attention to dialogue or notes that the game gives you. Even certain names of characters that you learn in some legends or just offhanded comments by people can become important in certain dialogue options later. So overall, this game has a lot of depth to it. However, the game has a lot of drawbacks that pull away from these great things. Again, as a story and as a overall concept of a game, great. However, once we get into the other parts of the game, things begin to start falling flat. Let's get into the other big side of this game, which is the combat. Overall, the combat just feels unrewarding, and even if you're using skills and spells, it doesn't feel like you have much impact. You can't see your enemy's health bars, nor do you see any kind of wear and tear on them during the combat, so you actually have no clue if the enemy is super buff, super strong, other than maybe some context clues, or if they're just a wimpy kid. Simply put, you don't know anything, and even if you were to shoot the guy 5 times, you don't know if those bullets are really making much of an impact or if he's on his last legs because you put 5 holes in him. So all you see are damage numbers and hope to whatever eldritch horror that you're praying to that they're going to die real soon. Also, the game has 2 ways you can technically win a combat encounter. One is finishing the combat encounter by killing everything in the room, or doing something called a progressive escape. Now, with progressive escape, you have to deal enough damage to eventually have a new spot show up on the map that if you flee on, it allows you to win the encounter, but you escaped without having to fight all the way through. So you would think maybe the benefit of using a progressive escape is that you may not get a lot of loot, but you get out without taking a lot of damage. Yeah, that's good, especially against really big monsters that you really don't want to fight. That makes sense. You don't necessarily want to try to fight all the way through. You probably just want to fight until you can run away. And then if you are able to fight these creatures or people to the end, hopefully you would get some good stuff. Well, not exactly. The progressive escape is probably what you expect because the encounter does go away if you escape this way. But if you somehow win an encounter in such a way that you succeed in killing everything in that room, the reward isn't really there. So if you beat up a bunch of mob guys, you're like, sweet, I can get their guns and their ammo, and I can make a lot of cigarettes from it. Just FYI, cigarettes is the currency of the game. Just felt like I needed to tell you that. But no, in fact, the loot feels randomly generated and you don't have any kind of benefit for fighting all the way through. The only time it feels like you need to fight all the way through is probably a boss fight or an encounter that you can't escape from. Now, they might be asking, how low sanity does it take before your character reaches this? Well, I would say probably under 50%, but my character got schizophrenia real fast in the bank with the very first combat area you get into. Yes, that's right. I got schizophrenia from one of the first few encounters I had in the game. My character was completely sane before then, but for some reason, fighting lunatics in the bank causes you to start hearing voices, see strange things, and, become flavorful in their word choice. And that's not all. Sometimes your character can suffer a critical failure. It's a percentage chance that the game has for certain weapons and skills for characters, depending on who's using the weapon. And it can be as simple as your character hurts themselves, or can't fire the weapon, or can't attack because, they sprain an ankle, or, they really sore that morning after working out. But also you can have it where it drops your weapon. Well, crap, I dropped my weapon. I could just pick it up, right? No, you can't. You drop your weapon, you're screwed. You've lost it. Wait, so I've completely lost that weapon? What if I beat the encounter? What if I kill everybody in the room? I can pick it up after, right? No, you've lost that weapon. You don't get it in the loot. You can't pick it up during the combat encounter. At least, not in my gameplay. I tried twice. I've dropped my weapon twice while playing this game, and it was always a weapon that my character really needed. The game wouldn't let me pick it up, nor would I get it back after. Maybe it's just the glitch of the game. Oh, you want to talk about glitches? Oh no, this game's got you on that one. And you know what? You might be right. It might be just a glitch. I can't tell, because it seems like glitches in this game is more of a feature. To start with glitches, let's start with ones that involve combat, since we're already on the subject. Let's just say your character sees some cover and wants to take cover so they have a higher defense bonus so they don't take bricks to the face. Pretty good idea so far. So your character decides to take a nice little nook behind a brick wall, and now he's going to get prepared to shoot from behind the brick wall. Oh, wait. You wanted to shoot? No, you don't get to shoot. Nor can you move anymore, or really interact with anything. You can defend yourself, as in, hunker down. Maybe you can focus on your next shot that you can never take because you can't shoot anymore, in case you forgot. Maybe you can enter your inventory. Sure, you can do that. Can you flee? Well, no, because you can't move to the flee spot. So what can you do? Nothing. You sit there. Oh, did I mention this glitch may not just happen to the one character taking cover? It can happen to the whole party. Wait, so this guy takes cover and nobody can shoot anymore? Yep. What about melee? Nope. Can you move? Nope. You just get to watch your characters get eaten alive or beaten with bricks. Well, this game has a reset combat encounter button. Sure, but sometimes you get into the fight and you're doing really well and then this happens. Kind of becomes frustrating that you don't want to play anymore. And also, resetting the encounter, that same glitch can happen really soon after. And this doesn't just happen once. No. In my gameplay, my characters could not do anything. That kind of glitch happens so often that I have probably had to reset every combat encounter I was ever in the game. And the boss fight that I had in the warehouse, I had to do about 10 times and probably had to reset half or more because of these glitches where it just wasn't responsive. Well, okay, so combat's really buggy. But the story's still good, so maybe there's more to the game that you can really get into. No, the bugs don't stop at combat. In fact, they're very prevalent in other parts of the game too. Certain encounters may not happen because the trigger didn't function correctly, or worse, sometimes the very thing that you need to do to complete your quest, or even to progress the main story, is not an option. Wait a minute, not an option. Can you explain? Absolutely, I'd be happy to explain. Going back to the warehouse situation, not having to give any spoilers, let's just say that there's something we're after in this warehouse in a crate. Now, we have to open this crate to get it. Imagine you make your way through this very dangerous warehouse full of monsters that can rend your party to pieces in a single combat encounter, where fighting is not the option you really want to do, more of like sneaking around and hope to God they don't find you. But you eventually have to get into a boss fight in this warehouse and win, and it is a tough encounter, because the big bad boss is a big bad boss. Now I enter the room where my quest objective is in. Now to the right, there is a combat encounter I may work with, a very hard combat encounter, to get some extra supplies from the warehouse. To my left is my quest objective, and a dead body with a note on it for more lore and things that have happened in this warehouse. Now, I should be able to select this crate and the body to get the supplies and the thing I came here for. You know, like you should in a normal game. But wait, I can't select it. Maybe it's too dark. No, I'm wearing goggles that give me infravision, so I can see in the dark. That's not a problem. Well, maybe you don't have enough strength to open that crate. Maybe you need somebody else to help you. Okay, fair. But what about the dead body? It's supposed to have a note on it. It's supposed to have other stuff in it, too. Trust me, I checked the wiki just to be safe. Nope, can't interact with that. As you can see, that things are starting to highlight, or at least the footsteps are. That's because I'm holding the Alt key that shows you everything that's interactable in the area. You notice the only thing interactable is to leave the room? Maybe I'm in the wrong room. Maybe I'm misreading the wiki. No. Because if you try to leave the room, it asks you if you want to return back to the beginning so you don't have to go through all that madness again. In this game, this is basically telling you, you have made it to the end of the level, grab everything you want from this room, and you'll be teleported back to the beginning so you don't have to walk all the way through. So, not only is the combat super buggy, but your whole save can be buggy. Well, can you just restart and it fix itself? No, you can't. I have reset this game so many times. I went back to older saves. I have quit the game. I have reset my computer. I have done everything by the book to try to save this game. Does not work. I am literally stuck here and cannot progress any further. And this is my second character, by the way. I gave up on my first character because of some sanity and major issues in combat for that character, and losing his poor rifle as a big game hunter. So this character is the second arc to make it through this game, and I can't go any further because, well, the game doesn't want me to. Killed my first character by taking away his weapons and not able to picking it up anymore, making him absolutely useless, and my second character by glitching to the point where the game is no longer playable. And just in case the game was doing the thing where you have to progress the game in a very particular way, so certain options are available to you, maybe I missed a note somewhere and I can't touch these items because I don't have that first note. But then lies another glitch. Oh fun. What is it this time? Well, I'm wearing infrared goggles. It's supposed to make me able to see in the dark, not receive any penalties in combat because I'm in the dark, and also I don't lose sanity because it's really dark in here. But then, something starts appearing. Oh, I'm losing sanity again. Wait a minute, but my helmet's supposed to prevent that, so I take it off, put it back on. Nope. I am now losing sanity real fast in the darkness, even though I'm not supposed to. And this helmet doesn't need to be recharged. There's nothing wrong with it. It still says it's supposed to block it, but no, I am just screwed. For me, this became the last straw for me playing this game, which is really a shame because I really wanted to know more about this world that this game created. So I have really mixed feelings about this game. On one hand, this game is really cool and interesting, and the story and writing makes me want to learn more and keep playing. But the actual gameplay of this makes me want to rip my hair out, and my character with schizophrenia yelling nonsense at people is starting to make sense to me. I can't recommend this game. I just can't. This game has so many things wrong with it. Even if we were to remove the bugs, there are still a lot of things that are wrong with this game. It has some weird difficulty spikes, items that feel completely useless. You imagine throwing a Molotov cocktail in a group of monsters should be really effective, but then just not? I think what bothers me most about this game that it's priced for $30. This game has been out over a year, has received no kind of quality of life updates to keep it going. Now I can imagine that maybe there was an issue at release, I can understand that, but this game was released back in 2019, which means over a year there has been no update to fix all these issues. And just to be safe to make sure for some reason my game was bugged, I checked the reviews and overall, the reviews for this game is also pretty mixed, not just with myself. A lot of other people have experienced the same kind of issue, and as well have more thoughts to describe about what's going on with this game. But I feel like I have talked enough about my issues with the game, and don't need to keep ranting on to you about this game over and over again. So personally, I cannot recommend this game to you. I don't even recommend this game on a Steam summer sale. This game itself is beautifully written and a great concept, but just falls so flat because of all the issues it brings. It becomes a very unsatisfying experience and annoying and frustrating to the point you do want to just smash your computer and be done with it. Thank you for listening to my review on Stygian. I really wanted to like this game. It had a lot of stuff going for it, but it just couldn't succeed. And as you can see, still trying to figure things out on the platform of how I want to run these videos. So let me know if you like these longer videos to see if this is more what you guys want. The next game we're going to be introducing is going to be a small indie game called Figment, which I hope is really good and not just a figment of my imagination. Now with that terrible pun, I hope to see you next time.